October 12, 1943, 7:45 a.m. The chill of the early morning air bit through the leather flight jacket as Chuck Yeager tightened his harness in the cockpit of his P-51 Mustang. The smell of oil, fuel, and heated metal filled the tiny fuselage, mingling with the faint hum of the engine warming up. Sunlight flickered over the polished aluminum wings, glinting like a promise and a warning of the day ahead. Somewhere in the distance, the sharp rattle of anti-aircraft guns echoed, a reminder that every mission carried a deadly gamble. Yeager's fingers drummed lightly over the throttle, a nervous rhythm, yet his eyes were calm, scanning the skies above the English Channel for the first hint of enemy fighters. The P-51 Mustang was still earning its reputation. Many Allied pilots had underestimated it, seeing a sleek new aircraft and doubting it could survive the fierce Luftwaffe attacks. But Yeager, already known among his peers for his daring and precision, understood the potential hidden in every rivet and panel of the Mustang. Its Rolls-Royce Merlin engine purred with restrained power, promising speed, maneuverability, and above all, survival. Every pilot knew that the right aircraft in the right hands could rewrite the rules of the sky. The question lingered in every briefing room: could one man and one fighter truly take on an entire swarm of Focke-Wulf 190s and live to tell the tale? Meanwhile, back at the airfields of England, mechanics tightened the last bolts on the Mustangs, checking each control surface with painstaking care. Letters from worried families sat folded on tables, a quiet testament to the risks each pilot faced. Yeager had received his own share of warnings. Be careful, don't push it too far. But caution and Yeager had always existed uneasily together. His mind was already racing, calculating angles of attack, escape routes, and the devastating punch of .50 caliber rounds. He had seen what the FW-190 could do in combat. Its reputation for speed and agility was feared by every Allied pilot. And yet, Yeager trusted the Mustang. He knew that today, skill, courage, and a single extraordinary fighter would collide over enemy skies in a way history would remember. As the engines roared to full power, the wind whipped past the cockpit, tugging at the Mustang like a live thing eager to soar. The hum of the airfield faded behind him, replaced by the soft hiss of the ailerons and the crisp sound of propellers slicing through the cold, thin morning air. And then, above the clouds, the faint glint of German aircraft. 12 Focke-Wulf 190s, sharp silhouettes against the rising sun. The moment of truth was approaching. Could one pilot, flying an underestimated plane, truly change the course of an aerial engagement? Or would the sky claim yet another name lost to its brutal expanse? The sky above northern France was a sharp, clear blue, but tension thickened the air like a storm waiting to break. Chuck Yeager's Mustang cut through the clouds with smooth precision, every vibration of the engine telling him the aircraft was alive, waiting to respond to his instincts. 12 enemy Focke-Wulf 190s patrolled the skies below, their rotors churning the air, each a deadly bullet in motion. Their pilots were skilled, ruthless, and trained to kill, but they had underestimated the Mustang, and more importantly, the man at its controls. Yeager kept his eyes scanning, heart steady, mind sharp. Each FW-190 that passed in the distance was an opportunity and a threat. He remembered every lesson from training: never underestimate speed, always calculate angles, and exploit every weakness. The FW-190 was fast in a dive, but it could be outturned in the right hands, and the Merlin engine offered that crucial edge. He positioned himself above the enemy, using the sun as a shield, a brilliant trick of light and shadow that made him almost invisible. Could 12 fighters really see one man until it was too late? The first engagement was sudden and brutal. Yeager dove from his perch, Mustang roaring, guns blazing. The concentrated fire of his 6.50 caliber machine guns tore through the first FW-190, smoke spiraling from its engine. The pilot's panic was palpable, even at a distance. He dove, twisted, and vanished into the clouds. 2 more fell quickly, caught in Yeager's calculated attack runs, their machines twisting uncontrollably. Every shot was measured, every maneuver precise. There was no room for error. The adrenaline surged, but Yeager's mind remained razor-sharp, calculating, predicting, controlling. In the midst of the chaos, a moment of suspense hung over him. One FW-190 broke formation, diving directly towards him. The two aircraft danced in a deadly waltz, engines screaming, wings nearly colliding. A misstep could mean instant death. Yeager's hands were steady on the controls, his eyes locked, every instinct guiding the Mustang. In a flash, he turned the tables, forcing the German fighter into a fatal spiral. The sky seemed to hold its breath. Could one pilot, alone, really outmaneuver such skill? As the battle raged, 12 FW-190s would not remain untouched. Yeager's combination of audacity, technical mastery, and sheer nerve allowed him to dispatch target after target. Smoke, fire, and twisted metal streaked across the horizon. He flew higher, then lower, twisting in the blue expanse, the Mustang responding as if it had its own will. Observers on the ground later recalled seeing the sky filled with spiraling black smoke, wondering how one pilot could strike with such devastating precision. Each victory was a testament not just to the Mustang, but to the courage and skill of the man inside it. The roar of engines had faded, replaced by the thin whistle of wind over the English Channel. Chuck Yeager's Mustang limped back towards the airfield, every vibration and creak a reminder of the battle just fought. The cockpit smelled of burnt gunpowder and oil, a harsh perfume of survival. His hands, still tight on the controls, reflected both exhaustion and the quiet satisfaction of a mission completed against impossible odds. Below, the green fields of England stretched like a promise of safety, yet the memory of 12 Focke-Wulf 190s burning in the sky lingered, vivid and unshakable. Landing was never easy after such a sortie. The Mustang shuddered as it touched down, tires screeching on the tarmac. Mechanics and fellow pilots rushed forward, eyes wide, mouths silent for a moment, absorbing what had just occurred. 12 enemy aircraft, gone. One pilot, unbroken. It was a story that would ripple across the Allied air forces, a mission that blurred the lines between daring and madness, between human skill and mechanical perfection. Yeager climbed out, face streaked with sweat and grime, feeling the weight of both relief and disbelief. The Mustang's aluminum skin reflected the pale sunlight, battered yet defiant, a testament to the innovation that had made this possible. In the debriefing room, the magnitude of the day became clearer. Pilots whispered among themselves, some in awe, some in quiet disbelief. Engineers examined the Mustang, tracing bullet holes, noting how the aircraft had absorbed punishment without failing. Every detail of the mission, from approach to engagement, was dissected not to glorify combat, but to understand how human skill and engineering could intersect to tip the scales of war. For Chuck Yeager, it was another step in a career that would redefine aerial combat, a moment where instinct, courage, and the extraordinary potential of a machine converged. Years later, the story of that sortie continues to resonate, not just as a tale of destruction, but as a testament to the human spirit's ability to rise to impossible challenges. The Mustang, once doubted, became legendary, a symbol of innovation, precision, and the critical bond between man and machine. And Yeager, calm, fearless, relentless, remained a figure of inspiration, showing that mastery of skill and trust in technology could achieve what seemed unimaginable. As we reflect on that day, one cannot help but wonder, how often does human courage meet invention in ways that change history? How many extraordinary moments lie just beyond the edge of belief, waiting for the right hands to make them real? The skies over Europe in 1943 were ruthless and unforgiving, yet they also bore witness to the incredible, proof that bravery, skill, and innovation could carve miracles in the clouds. Share your thoughts below. What would you have done if you were in Yeager's cockpit, facing 12 enemy fighters with the weight of history on your shoulders?